Hey, and welcome to another day of Walking with Jesus. I hope that you are enjoying the journey. We have made it to Luke chapter 9. We are going to see Jesus sending out his apostles, his disciples at this point in time, and we're going to learn some lessons from that today. So let's look at this passage. This is from Luke chapter 9, verses 1 through 6. And he called the 12 together and gave them power and authority over all demons and to cure diseases. And he sent them out to proclaim the kingdom of God and to heal. And he said to them, "Take nothing for your journey, no staff, nor bag, nor bread, nor money, and do not have 2 tunics, and whatever house you enter, stay there, and from there depart. And wherever they do not receive you, when you leave that town, shake off the dust from your feet as a testimony against them." And they departed and went through the villages, preaching the gospel and healing everywhere. Okay, so one of the things that I learned from Jesus as we talk about this is that Jesus was not stingy with his authority and his power. He didn't hold it to himself. He gave it away. He shared with the disciples, his followers. And so I think if we're going to walk like Jesus walks, we need to be willing to distribute the power and the authority that we have to others and increase the ministry that way. The second thing that I'm really struck by in this passage is that we have to keep the central focus. Proclaim the kingdom of God and to heal. Proclaim the kingdom of God is the central focus. Healing draws attention to the message. It's not the point, it's something that helps the message. So we want to make sure that we're proclaiming the kingdom of God, that's first and foremost. And so we need to stay in that paradigm. And then the other thing is that what I get from his specific instructions: take nothing for your journey, no staff, nor bag, nor bread, nor money, and do not have 2 tunics, and whatever house you enter, stay there, and from there depart, and wherever they do not receive you, when you leave that town, shake off the dust from your feet as a testimony against them. That last part we'll address separately, but we're not supposed to be concerned about how much we have. We're not supposed to be concerned about making a lot of money. We're not supposed to be concerned about upgrading our accommodations. Whatever house you enter, stay there, and from there depart. You see, the itinerant preacher traveler, the teacher that would travel, they would go into a town and they would find accommodations, but perhaps, someone else later on, who had more money and had more riches and better food and accommodations would offer a place, and they would oftentimes upgrade. They'd move into the nicer place. And Jesus is saying, don't do that. It's not about upgrading your accommodations. It's about proclaiming the gospel of the kingdom of God. And if someone of low means has welcomed you in, stay there. Don't dishonor them by going to someone else. Stay there and until you're ready to leave that town. And then finally, wherever the message of the kingdom of God is not received, leave and shake the dust from your feet. Don't worry about it. Shaking the dust from your feet was a symbol of, I don't want to have anything to do with you. It's all on you, kind of a thing. One of the things that we need to be able to do is we need to be able to walk away when people don't want to hear the good news of the kingdom of God. We need to be able to walk away and be okay with that. And I know that's hard. It's hard, especially if they're people you love, people you care about, people you're concerned with. It's really hard to be able to just walk away from that. But Jesus says do it, continue on. Now, in these particular instances, they're itinerant, they're travelers, they're going from one town to another. They probably don't know anyone in this town. They don't have the same kinds of things that they're invested in and that they're concerned about. It's not their mother, their father, their brother, their sister. We need to obviously stay connected with those people that are part of our family and that are a part of our life. But when we proclaim the gospel and people don't accept it, don't feel shame and guilt and regret. That's on them. It's not on you. Your job is to proclaim the good news of the kingdom of God. Your job is to live in obedience to the King, serving him as he has called you to do, and trusting then that he'll take care of the other stuff. So try and do that. Try and be mindful that, it's okay to let go. It's okay to move on. You don't have to continue to stay engaged if they don't want to hear it. There may come another time. Another itinerant preacher may come along. Another family member may hit them. Whatever the case may be, plant the seeds, be faithful, do your job, but don't own responsibility for it. Move on when it's time to move on. Well, as you walk with Jesus, I pray that you'll have wisdom to know how to walk in obedience to the King. I pray that you will have the ability to proclaim the kingdom of God with boldness and power. And I pray that you will know when it's time to move on. God bless you as you walk with Jesus today.